welcome to another video. It is me, Desiree, and today I thought I would take the opportunity to talk about a concealer that I use all the time, and I didn't realize how often I was reaching for it until it started looking like this. And I had to pull out my little spatula to scrape out all the rest of the concealer in there. And we're talking about the Ulta Beauty Complexion Crush Concealer. This retails for $12, and there are only 16 shades. I was kind of shocked to see that. I went to look it up earlier and I thought there's only 16. So given that there aren't that many shades, luckily there's a nice range of shades. Of course, there's not every shade. I wish they would expand the shade range on this because this is really good. So on the website, they describe this as basically a filter. Ulta Beauty Collection's Complexion Crush Full Coverage Concealer is a super blendable formula that leaves a weightless matte finish. The luxe creamy texture can be used to conceal, highlight, or contour. Bonus, major waterproof benefits, formerly known as the Full Coverage Concealer. So if you didn't know, Ulta did recently revamp their whole store line. They redid the line in the store. They revamped a lot of the products. They all got new packaging, updated formulas, I'm guessing. And this one used to be called the Full Coverage Concealer. They still call it that. It says Complexion Crush Full Coverage Concealer. But in my opinion and experience, this is not the same formula as the Full Coverage Concealer, because I have tried that in the past and I did not like it at all. It reminded me very much of the e.l.f. Camo Concealer, which I also really dislike. I just really dislike that concealer. And it's so similar to that one. Just like thin and flat and one-dimensional, matte and dry. Just not my kind of concealer. So I don't think that this is that same formula. And I bring up the formula, and it's cool if they revamped the formulas and updated them. I think that's awesome because this is like 1,000 times better than it used to be. But they kept all the old reviews, which doesn't make any sense to me and it's kind of weird, on every product. Every single product that got an update, they kept all the old reviews. So when I was looking this up on their website, it's brand new. Like, it's only been out for a couple months and it has 2,400 reviews already. But when I was looking at the reviews, the customers leaving reviews are literally showing pictures of the Full Coverage Concealer, like the old one, the old packaging and everything. So I don't like that they did that because they just re-uploaded all the same old reviews of a new product, you know? So it kind of, it's saying that this is a 4.3 out of 5, but how many of those reviews are like 5 years old for the old formula? You know what I mean? So I don't like that they did that. And in my opinion, this is not the Full Coverage Concealer formula because this is like light years better than it. That being said, if you loved that, this is not the same, because one of the reviews, the first one that came up, was someone saying that the new formula is terrible, that this new formula is not the same as the old formula. They said that the shades are not the same. So if you originally had bought light neutral like I did in the Full Coverage formula, it might not be the same shade in the new one or the same performance, you know what I mean? So I feel a hair tickling me on my neck. So just a heads up, if you were a fan of the previous one, this one might not be your new favorite or anything. But for me, it's leaps, bounds, and light years better than that one. This is so beautiful. When they say this is basically a filter, I feel like that is true. This leaves such a nice, soft, matte look on the skin. You get a pretty even, like medium coverage, not even, a pretty straight up medium coverage. They do say it's full coverage. I mean, I do feel like you can build it up to get a full coverage look if you want. That's not my preference with this. I just love the way it looks spread all over the skin in one nice layer. You don't need a lot of it. A little, I wouldn't say a little goes a long way, but I like one nice even layer and you'll get a pretty solid medium coverage. And I will demo this in this video as well. You do have a nice, like soft kind of diamond applicator here. I might have to bring in a spatula to get this out because it is on its last leg. So what I do, I kind of just put it here on the cheeks, on the forehead, down the nose, under the nose, and then whatever's left on the chin, I'll do a little here on the side. And that's kind of what I'm working with here, and then I just blend it all around. And normally this amount is fine to cover my whole face in the way that I like. I might add more, but we shall see. As far as putting this on the under eyes, I don't think I've ever tried to put it on the under eyes. I don't usually try every concealer on my under eyes. It's just not my preference. I have some that I just like to use there, and I usually just use concealer like this all over the face, sometimes in a spot concealing kind of way on top of foundation, but this is usually my preference, just to kind of put it all over the face, and that's that. And of course I'm blending it with my dampened beauty blender. Okay, so that is the one layer blended out. I love the way that this looks with just one layer because it truly does look like it has filtered my skin. Once it sinks in and it dries down, it has this nice, soft, blurred effect to it. I think this is such a good concealer. I wish they had more shades. I'm gonna do a little bit more here. And I think that's good. I do like to set this with a little bit of powder just because I like to go in with my powder products pretty quickly after using concealer. I don't want to wait for it to set in. So I'm going to use some of the e.l.f. Halo Glow powder. Just a little light dusting just to kind of help it set a little quicker. And that is that. I love the way that this looks. It doesn't look like a mask. It doesn't look too heavy. I love the like medium coverage that it gives. It's super pretty. Yeah, that's that. What else is there to say about it? You do have a matte finish with this, but it's like a soft matte. They don't say that in the description, they just say it's a matte finish, but it is like a filtered effect. It's crazy. Once it sinks into the skin and like dries down, it looks like a nice soft filter, like a soft focus kind of matte filter on your face. It's so pretty, and matte is not even my preference. I prefer like glowy, glossy, wet, greasy, oily mirror finish. But sometimes I don't like that. There's some products that give me a little too much and I think it looks oily instead of just like mirror finish. I know it doesn't make any sense, but it makes sense in my head. I say all that to say I don't normally like a matte look, you know what I mean? But this is such a pretty matte look because it's soft and it looks like a soft focus. It's just so pretty. And it wears so good all day. The wear time is so good. So by the end of my workday, I'll have a little bit of redness around the nose, and that's usually if I wiped my nose a lot or used a lot of Kleenexes. A little bit of redness will be on the chin, just, you know, from talking and eating, and you kind of like scrunch up your chin throughout the day for some reason. So it'll wear down a little bit there, but it's not that noticeable. It doesn't wear away on the rest of my skin. It does tend to look fresh throughout the whole day. It's so nice. I love this. I love this so, so much. So I absolutely love this. And if you've tried it, let me know. And let me know what you think about the imported reviews. I don't like that they kept all the old reviews because they're not relevant anymore because this is a new product. So I do think the ones though, like that one that I just was talking about that say it's not the same as the old one, that's a relevant one. I think those reviews should stay, but if they're just straight up reviewing the old one, I don't think they should have kept those with any of the products because I noticed it on every single thing, especially their eyeshadow palette has the same old reviews on it when I don't think it's the same formula at all because I bought one of the new ones. So let me know if you've noticed that and what you think about it. I don't think it's that cool because it is very misleading on what the product is and what you can expect if you buy it for yourself. But all that being said, I love this, and once I use it up, I absolutely am going to repurchase it. It's just my go-to little buddy, and I love it so, so much. But that is it. Let me know what you think. Have you tried this concealer? I would love to know. And if you've tried anything else from the Ulta Beauty line, like the revamped line, let me know, because I'm still trying out some products from the line. But anyway, that is it. Thank you so much for joining me for this video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe so you don't miss my next one, and I will see you later in another video. Goodbye.